a short recovery yoga class for runners. Today our focus will be on our hamstrings, our calves, our hips and our feet. The class is going to help your body to recover post-run. We will be working on building flexibility around the legs and the hips, and this will help your body feel more mobile. The benefits of yoga post-running are to help you recover from tightness, muscle soreness. It will also help improve your running technique as well as preventing from injuries. When you're ready, if you can, grab a blanket, 2 blocks and a yoga strap. We'll be using the strap to help with our hamstring stretches, so if you haven't got a strap handy, a scarf or something similar will be fine. And let's start on our mats in a downward facing dog. So spread the fingers, spread the toes, keep the hips nice and high. And then just start to pedal out the feet. So our head wants to be hanging in between, nice and lightly between our biceps. And we'll just alternate with the feet, just bringing a little bit of length into the back of the legs. Now your body should be quite warm after running anyway, but the hamstrings may still be tight. So if this is the case, you're very welcome to bend your knees and draw your chest into the thighs. So we encourage an opening through the shoulders and a lengthening in the spine. And then you start to bring the heels gently down when you're ready. Now we're going to come into Anjaneyasana crescent lunge next. And it'll be a low lunge. We'll be on the right side first of all. So there's different ways to transition forward. You're very welcome to inhale the right leg up into 3-legged dog. Use your core to squeeze here and float the right leg in front. Then you'll drop your knee down. Or from down dog, bend the knees. Think about pushing forward as far as you can, then take hold of your ankle and just shuffle it up towards the top of the mat. We'll drop our knee down here. Feel free to place some support underneath that left knee. And we want to make sure that the right knee is tracking over that right ankle. Have a little peek over your left shoulder and make sure that the toes are pointing away from you, that you're not rolling over your ankle. If you can, you have access to blocks, take hold of these, place them either side of your right foot, and this will help lift your chest up, keeping that lovely line through your spine, and you should be feeling some nice length down that front left hip flexor. And probably also a nice little stretch into the right hip as well. So now we stay here and we work with our breath. Coming back to that deep breathing, keep looking ahead. And see if you can relax, especially on the exhales, into the stretch more. If you feel you need a little bit more intensity here, you can shuffle your left knee behind you a little further. Good, very nice. From here, let's switch sides. Place the blocks to one side, keep them handy though. Frame your right foot with your hands. Tuck the left toes, lift the knee. Squeeze through your core as you bring the right foot back to downward facing dog. And again, feel free if you need to move here, you're very welcome to. Or stay still. And we'll work on our technique this time. So let's just check in here, make sure the fingers are spread, we're taking that weight across the whole hand. Armpits slightly turning towards one another, this externally rotates the shoulders. It enables the biceps to come forward, the triceps to look behind you. Keeping the hips high, letting the head go. And breathing here. Good, from here we'll take the left side this time. Feel free to come through that left leg, three-legged dog, or bend the knees and just send your foot as far forward as you can and start to shuffle it forward. Take the right knee down. Again, keep length here, so just take an adjustment. Make sure the left knee and ankle are in line. I'm going to grab my blocks, place them to the side, and then lift up from here. Have a little check over that right shoulder and make sure there's that line from the back leg, toes pointing away from you, keeping it active as well. Feeling that stretch into the right hip flexor this time. And then working with your breath. Relax the shoulders. Good. Keep a nice breath going, easing into your stretch. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Good. Place the blocks to one side. Frame the left foot with your hands. Tuck right toes, lift knee. Big breath in. As you breathe out, send the foot back to downward facing dog. And then from here, bring the knees down, finding Balasana, our child's pose. Send the hips back. Option to extend the arms ahead, resting the forehead on the mat or a block if that helps. Or you're welcome to take the arms to your side. Encouraging length in the spine, and I want you to visualize your breath going into your lower back, helping to release here. Feel free to rock from side to side, maybe bring the knees a little further apart if that helps. Mobilize a little in towards the hips. Good. From here, we're going to come onto our backs. So take a seat, knees bent, and just lie all the way back. Feel free if you need to, if you have any lower back issues, just put some support underneath your hips or lower back, or even underneath your head and neck. And this can be with a block or a blanket. From here, bring one knee in and then the other. Bring your hands to your knees and knees together. Just start to circle. Breathing here, massaging the sacrum. We're going to come into Padangasthasana next, so our hamstrings stretch. So when you're ready, grab your strap. We'll start with the right leg again. So bring the strap onto about the middle-ish of your right foot. Keep the left knee bent for now. Shoulders into the mat, head and neck nice and long. Use your hands to bring the foot towards your head until you feel a stretch into the hamstrings, so the back of that leg. Start to breathe here and try not to pull too much into the strap. So I take my hands a little bit lower down, which helps keep my shoulders in towards the mat. Good. If you want a little bit more, take the left leg down. You'll find the stretch will ease off a little. It's a little trickier here. And I want you to relax. So notice how your left glute is probably tensing up. Try and see if you can encourage it to soften the rest of the leg as well. And it will keep coming into that contracted state. So just every so often remind your other leg just to relax. If you want to make this a little more intensive, you can push with your foot in towards the strap. And of course, if you're tight in the back of the legs, you can keep a knee bend here. As long as you can feel a stretch happening, that is what we're after. Make sure the hips stay level. 2 more breaths here. See on the exhale if you can bring the foot even closer. Good. We're going to release out a bit. Please be gentle. So bend the right knee, release, take the strap away, do whatever you need to do. You might want to just hug the knee into the chest or lengthen out. We're going to switch sides. So bring both knees back up. Take the strap onto the left foot now. Notice again when we change sides, if you notice a difference in flexibility or mobility. We often have one good side and one not so great, but we're going to work each the same. So again, you're welcome to keep the right knee bent or lengthen through that leg in a moment. Just get your position here, make sure both hips are down, the lower back is being supported, that it's not lifting up. And then you can extend the right leg if you wish. Again, try not to pull too much into the strap. Try and relax the shoulders. Work with your breath. Notice again the right glutes and leg. If you start to contract, try and encourage it to soften. Big belly breaths if you can. So big inhale, allowing that belly to rise, and then slowly exhale. So really great opportunity to work with your breathing, which also really helps you with your running as well. When we have to get into a good pattern with our breath when we run. And the deeper you can breathe, the more efficient the body will help work. Feel free to push into the strap if you want a little bit more intensity here, but do be gentle. Listening to your body. One more breath here. Very nice. When you're ready, release gently. Take the strap away. Again, do whatever you need to do, whether it's lengthening out the leg, and just let it rest with the other. Notice the legs should feel quite lengthened here. We're going to come into Supta Kakottanasana, so our reclined pigeon stretch. So we'll bring the knees together, take the right leg across, and the knee makes almost a 90-degree angle there. Take hold of the back of the left thigh, and then draw the thigh in towards your chest. Keep the right foot flexed. This helps keep the leg active and also protects that knee joint as well. We want to be nice and supported here, so make sure the head and neck stays long. And breathe, and as you exhale, see if you can draw the leg closer towards your chest. If you want a little bit more, you can take your hands on the front of the shin, and this intensifies the stretch a little bit more, brings a bit of resistance in. And of course, you could do the same with your strap too. I'll just show you that option. So I'm just bringing the strap across my left shin and over towards my right thigh. I'm just using this to support me. This helps keep the shoulders relaxed and prevents you sort of straining into the stretch. You may prefer this option. And you should feel a nice stretch in towards the hips, glutes. And take one more breath here. Good, very nice. If you've got the strap, you can release and use it for the next side. I'm going to just switch around, so bring that leg down. Again, if you need to do whatever you need to, massage the legs, give them a little wiggle. We're going to bring the left leg across the right thigh this time. Again, you can come out the angle of that knee, then bring the hands towards the right thigh and bring the leg in towards the chest. Breathing here, flexing the left foot this time. Again, notice your body, notice if there's any differences here. And I want you to really think about your breath. Go back to that belly breath. So as you breathe in, see if you can send the belly out, inflating. And then as you exhale, releasing. So really settling into the ground. Releasing the stretch, kind of easing and encouraging it to go that little bit deeper. Of course, you can use your strap to support you here as well. Taking one more breath here. And then slowly release. Again, do whatever you need to do. You might come back to circling the knees, just giving that back, lower back a little bit of a massage there. We're going to come into a nice supine twist for our spine. So bring the knees in towards the chest. If you wish, a great option for this pose is to place a blanket or a block in between your knees. You can double up the blanket just to create a little bit more. It creates stability, keeps the knees tracking together as we twist. So I'm just placing the blanket in between my inner thighs, closer towards my knees and towards my groin. I'll bring my knees into the chest. If you are limited by space, take the arms out, elbows to shoulder height, and bend the elbows. So you'll be here, kind of cactusing the arms open, palms facing up. If you have space, you can T-shape the arms, bring the palms out to the sides. I'm going to stay here. Take a big inhale. And we'll head towards our left foot. So as you come forward, breathe out over to your left side, keeping the knees together. Now soften the right shoulder. It doesn't matter if it lifts. We're just going to encourage it to soften down here. Your gaze can be wherever's comfortable for your neck. So traditionally we'll look to the opposite side, to our right side. But if it's not so easy on your neck, you can stay looking up or towards the left side. Now I'm going to encourage my lower back to soften. I'm going to place my right hand just on the lower part of my spine. And you can take your left hand and just bring it on towards the top of the right knee. Again, touch can really help you to soften and release an area. Again, breathing in and feeling that nice release in the lower back. Make sure the feet are down, the knees are down and supported. And of course, if you aren't able to reach the floor, blocks, anything can lift the floor towards you. You can place them underneath your knees or underneath your ankles in this stretch. Let's change sides. Keep the blanket where it is. Use your core, so belly to spine as you come in, you inhale. Very nice. And then we'll go towards the right side, breathing out. Again, just don't worry about this left shoulder too much. For this stretch today, I want you to think about stacking the knees together, and then with your arms either cactusing, bending the elbows, or extending and reaching here. I'm going to take my left hand and just place it on my lower back, just encouraging it to soften a little and release into the stretch. And my right hand again, I'm going to place on my left thigh, and this is doing the same thing, just making sure that everything stays where it should be. Breathing into the space, either looking up to your left side or to your right, whatever feels comfortable for your neck. And then when you feel like you've softened into the stretch, you can take the arms back out if you wish. I want you to visualize that breath heading in towards the lower back, encouraging to soften, to release. Let's take one more breath here. Then when you're ready, inhale, again use the core, belly to spine, bring the knees back in. Take the blanket away, and we'll come into our last stretch, our last posture for this class. Supta Baddha Konasana, our bound angle pose, reclined. So the soles of the feet are going to come together. We're staying here, hips supported, lower back supported, shoulders, head and neck all rested into the mat. Feel free again to support under these areas if you need to. Soles together of the feet, knees out towards the side, almost like a butterfly shape with your legs. And of course, if you want to, and you're welcome to stay here for longer after we finish the class, you can support underneath the thighs either with blocks. I'll just show you this option on this side. Just to create a more restorative, supported version. Or alternatively, if you haven't got blocks, place your hands just where they are, just on the outside part of the thighs, just so that you don't open up too much. If on the other hand, you want to encourage an opening in the hips, hands come onto the inner thigh. And again, we encourage a soften and a release here. This is a lovely pose to again work on that breath. So think about as you inhale, that belly inflates. As you exhale, release. Feel the ground beneath you, feel your body being supported. This is a lovely opening for the hips, but again you can also feel quite vulnerable here as well, so be patient and listen to your body. Let's take one more breath here. Good. When you're ready, you take the hands onto the outside part of your thigh. Very gently bring the knees back together, nice and slow, breathing in. And then one knee to your chest, the other knee. Feel free to circle the knees here. And I'll leave you for a moment to prepare your body for Shavasana. We'll have a quick relaxation here. So feel free, you may want to go back to that bound angle pose or traditional corpse pose, or any position you feel you can stay still and be restful. When you're ready, make yourself comfortable. Take blankets, layers of clothes, anything to make sure your body stays warm. Then softly close your eyes. Checking in now with how your body feels post-run and post-yoga. Notice the sensations, the feelings that have been created. And also notice how you mentally and emotionally feel too. Then when you're ready, place any of those thoughts and feelings to one side and bring your awareness to your breath. Start to find that space in the lower belly. As you breathe in, feel the breath make its way from lower belly to mid-chest to upper chest. Maybe you hold it there for a moment as you get to the top, and then slowly releasing out. And then repeating when you're ready. Maybe you imagine your breath this time as a warm, vibrant ball of light starting at the lower belly again. And visualize, or maybe even you physically feel the warmth make its way up through the chest, reaching the top of the shoulders. And as you breathe out, imagine this light leaving the body, along the hips, down the legs, out through the feet and toes, along the shoulders, the arms, the hand, the fingers, and out through the neck and the head. Taking another breath in, and then feeling the breath leave the body. Noticing as you start to relax, your body gets a little heavier, feels a little more supported. Creating a softness through the body. On your next inhale, take a big breath in, and as you get to the top, hold your breath. Pause there for a moment. When you're ready, open your mouth and sigh the breath out. Big audible breath out. Start to move the fingers and the toes, bringing some awareness back into the physical body. making the movements a little bigger, whether it's a big body stretch or a little sway from side to side with the knees. Keep the eyes closed. And when you're ready, roll onto your right side, supporting your head with your hand. Making your way gently back to a seated position. Opening the eyes, bringing the hands to your heart center. Taking a big inhale, take the arms overhead, fingers to stretching, breathing out, bringing the hands to heart center. Bowing the head. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me today.